Hey everyone, welcome to Play USA. My name's Nicole, here to answer all of your online gambling questions. In today's Tuesday Q&A, we are going to be answering what do I need to do to prepare for the NFL betting season. But before we dive into today's topic, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, give us a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you know every time we post a new video. The NFL season is upon us, which is an exciting time for bettors across the U.S. But before you make that first NFL wager, make sure to follow our 5 easy tips in this video. Rule number 1 is before you make any wager this season, you're going to want to do your research. The worst thing that can happen to your NFL betting success is going into this season blind. You should be watching those preseason games and reading up on the teams that you think you're going to be betting this season and looking for things like, are the offenses clicking? Did one offense that you think was going to be great look really rusty in those preseason games? Are there certain players that are out with new injuries? All of that research is going to factor heavily into the success of your bets this season. And once you have that research done, it's time for rule number 2, which is to narrow down your focus. While we all want to be experts on every NFL game, player, and market, the truth is that's just not feasible. So instead, you want to use your research and the areas where you feel really confident to narrow down your focus for what you're going to bet on each week. Once you have that focus narrowed down and you're feeling good about your research, tip number 3 is to build your bankroll for the season and practice proper bankroll management. For example, let's say you've set aside $1,000 for your NFL bets over the next 17 weeks. Proper bankroll management says you're not going to want to bet more than 5% of that total bankroll on a single bet, which means you're not going to want to wager more than $50 per individual bet this NFL season. Now, if you're feeling really confident about a certain bet, you might be able to stretch that a little bit. But on the flip side, if you're going into a bet that you're still a little on the fence with, you might want to back away from that $50 number. Again, that's just an example, and everyone's bankroll will be different heading into the season, but just make sure that you've set a proper amount aside and you're following good bankroll strategy when you are betting this year. All right, so you've done your research, you've narrowed down your betting focus, and you've set that bankroll. Now, tip number 4, it is time to check out those sports books. In states with regulated sports betting, many of you will have multiple apps to choose from, and the NFL season is when these apps are going to be putting out the most lucrative new user bonuses, as well as odds boosts and other promotions for recurring users. So while one app may be great for one person, 3 apps may be better for another. Make sure you are checking out everything that your state has to offer and downloading the apps that work for you. And last but not least, and this kind of ties in with rule number 4, rule number 5 is to shop for the best price. Especially in states with online sports betting, it takes less than 30 seconds to fire up those apps and check which one has the best price for the bet you are trying to make. I mean, why lay 110 to win 100 on Sportsbook A when on Sportsbook B you can lay 105 to win 100? So just make sure that you're not firing up one app and pushing bet as soon as you see the wager available. Shop around, take that extra 30 seconds to a minute to make sure you are getting the best price. That about wraps it up for today's video. If you have any questions you would like us to answer in the future, make sure to leave them in the comments section down below, and I will see you next week.